You see a lot of old buildings, but they're all full. As you can see, the pharmacy is closed even though the store is open, but this is why. Members came down to the scene. They had to see what happened to their church with their own eyes. President Obama and congressional leaders are cutting short vacations and heading back. Kim Hudson, K-I-M-H-U-D as in David, S-O-N. I am a backpack reporter and fill-in anchor here at Fox 2 and News 11 here in St. Louis. Back in the day, which wasn't too long ago, but back in the day, people used to be able to just report, or they used to be able to just shoot. Those are two different mediums, speaking and then tape. Well, I am a video journalist as well as a reporter. My favorite part of the job is being able to meet very intriguing people, meeting people who are facing down extreme challenges, but meeting them with dignity. I've met widows of murder victims who, rather than, drinking themselves to death and just being depressed, they have their kids in counseling and they're pulling themselves together. They're still going to work. They're going to counseling. I can't imagine what that must be like, but they're doing it. It seems like almost no matter where you are in life, if you're living in a working class neighborhood that has a lot of crime, or if you're the CEO of a large company, it seems like a lot of people think that reporters are only after a story and they're willing to exploit people in order to get that story. While yes, I'm just out for the story, I'm not trying to exploit anyone. I grew up in one of those working class neighborhoods that had a lot of violence. So it is a little frustrating to me to hear people not want to cooperate and to say, you never come here when anything good is happening. Like, no, I live here. I can tell you that nobody works harder than me. It's out here, it's raining, it's storming, but I have shot and worked in conditions just like this on a daily basis. And the bottom line is, it may sound arrogant, but nobody works harder than me. You have to pursue media in its entirety. Most news directors are not hiring reporters or anchors, they're hiring multimedia journalists. I know anchors who have to shoot and edit and then anchor all in the same shift. I've had to do it. So definitely be flexible. Don't think that you're above doing any job, because you never know what's going to keep you in this business. The bottom line is, when you pitch certain stories, I just in myself, I second guess myself and wonder, is it okay to pitch this story? Is it okay to speak up on a certain issue and coverage that I might find? I actually have not been on the broadcast side very long, so I was unaware that, let's say, if you get a suspect description and it's very, very cursory, all you have is young black male in his 20s in a hoodie. If that's the only suspect description I could get, I was going on air with that. But one of my colleagues, Shirley Washington, pulled me to the side and said, "Kim, that is not a description. That could be anybody." And she pointed to one of our engineers. That could be him. It could be anybody. Just knowing that I could possibly be responsible for someone else getting profiled, that's hard. So I tread lightly now whenever I go in front of the camera, because that is the last thing that I want for someone to do to me. Two things. Number one, treat your interview subjects with dignity. You may be on deadline, but if you're talking to a grieving mother, you make sure to give your condolences first. If you are taping a bunch of people who are at a arrest warrant amnesty, you make sure to thank them and acknowledge that this is not the best day in the whole year for them. Thank you for letting me tape you under these circumstances. So I would definitely say that is number one. Number two, whenever you are approaching, especially a difficult situation, again, a grieving family, particularly those of murder victims, never approach with your camera, never. And it's tough because as a multimedia journalist, you are on a very tight deadline. Your deadline tightens because you have so much more to do. Leave your camera in the truck, go up, ask permission, and be willing to take no for an answer. Because the bottom line is you don't want a reputation as someone who is too pushy, but also you don't want to get hurt. Because some people may be really edgy and they may lash out. Not everyone. That has never happened to me. But then again, I've never approached a grieving family with a camera rolling.